Jerome Garces is in charge, and to continue the Lions theme, he'll be in the middle for the second test in Wellington this summer. But today all thoughts for him, and indeed the players, on this major matter in hand. We have an artificial surface that will hold no fear for Glasgow, of course, yet there is nothing artificial about the match itself. This is the real thing, all right.
On my whistle.
The Warriors start the match. They have worked so hard to get in a position like this.
The
Saracens know exactly what it takes.
Six. Two.
Wigglesworth. The weather's perfect. Could not have asked for anything more from the surroundings here. Fraser-Brown drives on. Many feel underrated outside of Scotland. Well, this is a chance today, Brown, against George, to really prove and show his worth. And a quick tap from Pyrgos.
Play on.
Not dwelling there. The first penalty award. Pyrgos, not Price. The selection call from Gregor Townsend for this one. Saracens claim a knock on, but they've got the turnover. Here's Rhodes. Mako Vunipola, good hands. Farrell. Over halfway they go. Billy Vunipola. And on goes Ray, Jackson Ray. Another you feel who's perhaps not got the recognition he deserves. Bosch. Wigglesworth. Unfortunate there to stumble. Michael Rhodes involved again, the South African. Farrell just delayed, and that was nice. And Maitland carries really well, and well into Glasgow territory here. Bosch comes again. Has a couple of hard straight lines from the Argentina international already. Billy Vunipola knows all about those. Here's Brad Barrett. Strong start this from the champions. Farrell again ships it on beautifully. Good, going wide. Ashton, corner. Flag is up. The flag is up.
Saracens have started this game as they finished against Bath in the Premiership. Quite brilliant play. Their comfort on the offload, so good. The delayed passes. Well, we're going to check it first.
You are from the side? Yeah. You put your feet on the ball? No more. Yeah.
Brilliant play there. Vunipola with the delay. Ashton
Six.
doesn't think he's got it.
Six. Don't try to ref.
Ball, you could argue, is in the wrong hand, but that tackle's always going to be made. Well, I tell you what, he's close there. His torso is off the ground, his arms are off the ground.
Check, please.
That is worth a look at the very least. Keep your eyes on the feet.
Now being upgraded to a television match official decision.
Well, we need to get closer to those bright boots of Chris Ashton. But if those boots are off the ground, this is going to be a try.
Does he clip the line here?
No,
because
then he's off the ground, ball down. I think that's a try.
Move.
This is a good angle.
If it is a try, it's an incredible finish from Chris Ashton.
Rick, it's really difficult for us to be very accurate.
On-field decision, remember, was no try.
Yeah.
Lee Jones almost masked him. Oh, this is the angle.
Point.
Jérôme,
Eric.
no try, line out.
Yeah, the first angle we show that he put the knee on the ground before the grounding.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Line
so
out.
No try, line out. Bien, Thomas.
Close, no cigar, but a blistering, smoking start by Saracens.
3 men.
Free kick given to Glasgow. The officials were certain
3 men
at the
against
time,
2.
well, certainly the assistant Thomas Sharabat on that far side. And Jérôme Garcés and television match official Eric Gozan feel that the evidence supports that initial assessment.
Great length on that one. Good will give the option of countering or bombing high. The territorial game begins.
Taken by Stuart Hogg. Again, the assistant has a close look right on top of the touchline there.
All eyes will be on Hogg today. How does he handle the aerial firepower that comes down from Saracens? If he diffuses it well, he's on the plane to New Zealand. Glasgow have a chance.
That out on the full. See what the Warriors are trying to do. They're trying to enter into the fray with their own fast game, impose themselves on the opposition, but at the moment the champions looking exactly that. There's Wigglesworth. Again, the hands are really good from George and Farrell and Ashton, and here's good. Well, this could be a sumptuous try. Maitland. Have they got it that time? And if they have...
No.
Simply unstoppable.
No.
Jamie George, Owen Farrell, Chris Ashton, brilliant play. Hogg should have made the tackle earlier. I think his left forearm hits the line ahead. I don't think that's a try.
Jérôme?
Yeah.
The player is in touch.
So no try?
No try, touch 5 meters, wide throw.
Must say, if you watch that again, I think Stuart Hogg really should have taken his fellow Scottish international out earlier. It got desperately late in the end, but the play from Saracens was absolutely superb. Jamie George's pullback, the delay, and then Ashton. Saracens have started brilliantly.
So close, both sides of the field now. Ashton and Maitland, both wingers, denied by the smallest of margins.
Back again.
And Pyrgos gets decent length on that kick.
Well, let's watch this again. Wonderful attacking play from Saracens. Jamie George is going to hit up on the second phase. Delays it like a fly-half, pulls it back. Farrell, the little check and delay. Ashton showing his worth there. Brilliant.
Jim Hamilton wins the line out, and here comes Saracens again. Farrell, Maitland, Jamie George.
Someone should have sold Saracens. They're a kick and chase team. They're brilliant.
Wigglesworth, Billy Vunipola. Barrett was going through, Farrell couldn't find him that time. Wigglesworth again. Bosch with the kick, and Hogg can watch it go out this time.
Now, this is the sternest examination. Hogg wants to go.
2 against 2.
And I think you've just seen there with that attempted quick, long line-out throw from Stuart Hogg that Glasgow are going to have to take risks to stay in this game. Saracens are coming out like a heavyweighter. It's brilliant play here. I think Hogg has to make that tackle earlier. He gets away with it in the end. Skaggs his man.
Oh, okay.
But that was close. As you say, Miles, the wingers involved so quickly into this game.
22!
He was a Lions baby in 2013. hotly tipped to make another Lions trip this summer. Fraser Brown required for the line out here. Dunbar and Grigg have swapped again. So much has been happening.
Will was saying before the kickoff he had to watch Munster's first 10 minutes over and over last night to see how good they were. What a first 6 from Sarries.
Stolen ball, Ray to George. Farrell. Chance of a cutout there, and whistle has gone.
First look on is white on the line out. No advantage for black.
Back over here though. No advantage for Saracens on this side of the field.
Yeah,
coming off.
Goes off
Ryan
the hand
Wilson.
there, Wilson, yeah. Well, one thing for Glasgow, last week against Connacht, they made 256 tackles and ended up winning and scoring 40 points. But whereas Connacht offloaded going laterally, Saracens are coming very hard and fast at them, and this has been a superb start. And Glasgow at full stretch to stay in this game. They've done really well to be 0-0 after this power-packed Sarries start.
Mine!
Farrell pretty flat.
Stay! Use it!
It's a wonder how it's still 0-0, but it is. Billy Vunipola finds Wigglesworth, and then Brad Barrett. In goes Ray, leaves it to Wigglesworth again. Atoje, European Player of the Season last season. Wigglesworth got the call from this side, but he lines up to go right. The referee is playing advantage here. So there will be some points surely with the Farrell boot, but Saracens are hungry for more here. And when they're denied, referee Garces steps in to award that penalty right in front.
Well, 8 minutes of excellence from Saracens, but now you see the pragmatic side of their game. European quarter-final, you've had 8 minutes of non-stop pressure, you take the point. Talked about Saracens and their overwhelming attack, but a word of praise for Glasgow as well. This game is about what you do without the ball as well as what you do with it, and Glasgow have tackled their way through this 8 minutes.
And 15 European ties in a row now, Saracens. Only Leinster in their great years held a longer run. And they've won all 12 Champions Cup ties on this turf, in inverted commas, here at Allianz Park. And they get what they fully deserve after this start, some points. Scott Quinnell on the gain line.
Sarah started really well, utilising the dummy runner. Look at this, perfect. Billy Vunipola, Bosch, no problem at all. Just holds the defenders in, and he could have got in the corner, did he? Well, you decide.
Finn Russell restarts and goes for a bit of depth, and why not? Stuck inside their own half, the Warriors thus far. Trying to tackle everything that's moved, and an awful lot has moved in very cunning and different directions. Claim.
No, stay!
Exactly what you want from your fullback. Stuart Hogg. Now Fraser Brown. It's okay there. Pyrgos. Brown having to act as the scrum half in the absence of Pyrgos. Pyrgos back on his feet now, can play this. Adam Ash with that drive. And for the first time, the Warriors into the match. Ferguson had a go, and it's a penalty.
Wait. Check for the number 5, please. I have a doubt. Tackle away. Check, but because I have a doubt.
Saying in the week that he has become a bit lower on the emotional charge these days than he was, trying to rein himself back. He's been living on the edge in the opening minutes of this match, Jim Hamilton.
Nothing there.
Sorry?
Saracens man releases.
Hey, Chai.
Something of nothing there. An accidental elbow. And it gives Finn Russell, though, chance for Glasgow to level the game. There's a nice pass from Henry Pyrgos. Before the game, Gregor Townsend said the line speed, there you can see the elbow in the face, it is accidental. But Pyrgos's pass cut out the first two Saracens who rushed up, and Townsend said, we'll try and get outside them. It was a quick ball, they get the penalty, chance to level it.
Greg Peterson on for Johnny Gray. We'll have to wait to see for how long. Here's Russell. And it's the blue flags that go up in the air.
Well, you've got to say, Glasgow will certainly settle for 3-3 after 11 minutes.
News from the changing room is that Johnny Gray has lost a tooth from that collision.
It was another great restart and a chase. Saracens maximising their ability to put pressure on the opposition in the corner.
Back.
Up and under from Pyrgos. Just tight with the line.
Yeah, that's a very good kick. In his own 22, he's made nearly 30 metres up to the first half. And I think from Glasgow's point of view, the way Saracens have started, the ball going into touch, taking 20-30 seconds out of the game is no bad thing. Reorganise.
George Rhodes combination working well again. There is Jamie George. Saracens were 18 from 18 at the line-out last week against Bath. George looking to prove he could be a Lions starter, if not an England starter. Lee Jones played in a semi-final in this competition in his Edinburgh days. Hogg after this might sit up for him. The battle of the two 15s there. Call as you like from Alex Good. Cello Bosch.
High stakes stuff in their own 22, Glasgow. They've got to try it.
Itoje. George Cruz not too far away, we're told. Round about Easter, he will return. Will Saracens still be in this competition? Up comes Farrell again, attacks that gain line. Bosch takes it on too.
Back.
Wigglesworth, George, Jackson Ray. Another penalty coming Saracens' way here.
Penalised for a high tackle, but the speed and the ferocity of the Glasgow defence is excellent at the moment.
6.
It has to be, because Saracens have been so smart going forward. And this is not a time for Saracens to go to the corner and speculate. It's a time to just smash that ball between the posts and get the lead back. High tackle coming up now. Rob Harley penalised.
Demande au numéro 5 de m'amener un peu d'eau, s'il te plaît.
Well, it was high. There's only one player in the history of Glasgow played more games for them, Graham Morrison. More than that man, Rob Harley. sitting proudly in second place. But at the moment, the Warriors very much in second place in this match. Saracens 6, Glasgow 3.
2 penalties Glasgow conceded, and they've been penalised to the tune of 6 points. But Glasgow in the Pro 12 have a record of being ill-disciplined and giving soft penalties away. I would argue that after the first 15 minutes, the 2 penalties they've conceded were almost penalties where you don't mind because they're under so much pressure. So 2 penalties each. Glasgow, after the first 15, would be pretty pleased with their discipline.
The problem is, though, if it gets away from them, if Saracens get away from any side, they are so miserly when it comes to conceding points. Premiership again this season. Fewest points conceded, fewest tries conceded. They're third in the table. But they are a point better off than they were at this time last year. Ready to mount their end-of-season charge, domestically and in Europe. Wigglesworth, good. 12 weeks out with that foot and ankle injury. Don't see too much kicking from Alex Good at the moment, just letting it fully settle down in match situations. Managers always like to counter-attack, so too Hogg. And here comes Hogg now. And Maitland makes a terrific catch. Kept his eyes right on the ball there.
Good control work. It's okay.
He finds himself on the wrong side and having to watch Glasgow take it back.
You think he must check?
Tremendous rugby there. What a wonderful kick from Richard Wigglesworth. Trademark. Hogg doesn't do anything wrong here, but Maitland is just fired onto it. Brilliant take, but look at Glasgow's reaction. They get men there so quickly. Ryan Wilson's driving men there, he kicks it through, so the control of the ball is lost, and it sort of rebounds, ricochets back Glasgow's way. Great speed reaction there from Glasgow when that ball is taken.
Fine. Scrum.
A lot of responsibility on the shoulders of Ryan Wilson today. No Simone Favreau, he's out with a knee injury. Josh Strauss also missing from the Glasgow back row ranks at the moment. But of course Mark McCall, like all coaches this stage of the season, no matter how deep the stocks are, it's going to be without players too. Scott Berger out, calf problem, he's 2 weeks away. And of course Will Fraser, we just forget about Fraser. It's such a long run of injuries and bad luck. He's out for the season now, again.
Interesting what's going on in the mind of those 2 men. I think Mark McCall will be slightly frustrated they haven't taken one of their chances. Gregor Townsend will be alarmed with some of the player Saracens, but he'll be delighted with the defensive shape.
Short bind, you go on the ground. The first scrum, long bind, you play the scrum.
Few people talk about Juan Figallo, but he's come back really well. And there's an interesting stat. Glasgow only made 5 more tackles than Saracens. It doesn't feel that way, does it? But when Glasgow get the ball for a minute or 2, they do force the tackles.
One for the Glasgow scrum. They'll enjoy that and they'll make the point.
Crowd enjoyed it as well. We are Warriors going around the ground here. Great atmosphere, isn't it?
Really is. It also might be a case of wary poking the bear. Glasgow responds there, but they're entitled to do it. They are fired up for this, and they simply have to be in that frame of mind to come here.
Juan Figallo, outstanding Argentinian front row forward, will not be impressed with losing out there to Gordon Reid.
Pyrgos, Russell. There's Ferguson, still only 21 years of age. He's packing a lot into a young career, isn't he? But now the bear responds, or is it the wolf?
Mild April afternoon, fairly warm on the pitch.
Okay, you win just the ball on the scrum. Scrum black. Ten. Crouch.
Johnny Gray still to emerge. Latest news is in the hands of the Saracens dentist at the moment.
Good picture. Use it now.
The Gallo is not going down this scrum.
Wigglesworth. Ali's good. Little chip, looks for the bounce. So does Tommy Seymour. Pyrgos. Aloisi.
Well, anyone who saw Glasgow's game against Connacht last week will know that even though Tim Swinson is out and that's a blow, Brian Aloisi had a magnificent game. He is a strong man, but he'll be disappointed that Itoje and company took him into touch and Saracens regained the ball. Trying to play short side. Pyrgos is a very clever player, does very well. He's through Wigglesworth, but then Maitland and then Itoje coming over, just take him out, and that's a bit of a soft turnover.
He does have to be double man though, doesn't he, Aloisi? He's one of those players that attracts attention and therefore will create some space. Not that time, obviously, no space to work in.
And whilst he's not in the offloading league of Leone Nakarawa, because no one is in the front five, he's very handy. He's a big, strong man, but he's got nice hands.
As you say, compensating for the loss of Swinson, presence of the big man. Another advantage, Saracens here, and that's a pretty impressive drive. More than solid technique. Brad Barrett. Farrell. Bosch goes again. Finn Russell gets back to make a tackle, but there's a great target there for Saracens and Ashton. So no advantage. As referee Garces comes towards us, let's go down to pitch side, and Kenny Murray is with Rupert Cox. Rupert.
Thank you, Miles. Kenny, just 3 points down with the try-scoring chances that Saracens have had. You're pretty happy at the moment?
Yeah, we've had a little bit of lady luck, I suppose, with the 2 tries disallowed for them. But we worked really hard in defence to get back and put them under pressure. So, you know, we got the output from that.
You seem to get a purchase on the floor at the breakdown. Scrum time too, penalty coming your way. Things like that are going to be crucial.
Yeah, and that was always a big thing going into this game, making sure we could get parity in the set piece. And I think, you know, we've had that penalty. We've stopped them in the 22, so we're really happy with that. And obviously line out as well. You know, we've had a few really good attacking line out. So yeah, we're pretty comfortable with that.
Understand Johnny's hurt his tooth. Hope to get him back.
Yeah, he got a bang in the chin there, so he won't be coming back on, Johnny. That's him off now. He'll not be coming back on. The HIA's failed it.
Okay. Thanks, Kenny.
Cheers. Thank you.
Did you just watch them closing? I see clearly 2 players
So a big
from
blow
the side.
for the Warriors to lose Johnny Gray, not just his leadership qualities, one of the co-captains with Henry Pyrgos, but also the top tackler in the competition before this weekend. Amazing work rate. His brother Richie missed out yesterday, having to pull out in the warm-up, injured for Toulouse. Johnny Gray, a casualty early on in this quarter-final. Well, there's no doubt the angle made it a tricky one, whoever you are. Farrell will be disappointed by the distance on the miss.
Yeah, it's not a great strike. You know, when you're on the 10-metre line and you're 5 metres from touch, that's a 50-odd metre kick. It's a long way out, but that'll be... Glasgow will be delighted with that, and they'll feel that maybe 45 metres are out. They can concede the odd penalty without worrying quite as much. Bosch will then come up and give it a go, won't he?
Which he famously did in the quarter-final a couple of seasons ago in Paris to win it against Racing. Just wonder sometimes if Farrell has that on remote control of the ball the way it came back to him. Hogg, well, he loves to blast it downfield, but he couldn't quite find the angle there. He really paid the price. Recovered by Jones. Ferguson again. A slight foot injury post Six Nations, but he's also being rested. Got through a lot of work in international fellows know. WP now, of course, for Scotland in the Six Nations. And here's another chance immediately for the Saracens.
On his feet.
Get on your wing, man. Get on your wing, man.
A little bit of a territorial squeeze here. Glasgow got themselves in a pickle. Stuart Hogg hit that trajectory far too low. I think it's Jackson Ray comes sprinting up, but first of all they get very lucky. It's off Ray. Look at that, straight into Lee Jones's arm off the left foot, but Hogg won't be pleased with that at all. It's good pressure from the open side, but again, when it gets to the breakdown, Saracens just out-muscling them, and this time Farrell, 35 metres or so out, pretty much in front of the post, should make it 9-3. Glasgow have got to make sure, while they're trying to play an ambitious game, they have to make sure that a large portion of this game is played in the Saracens' half, because with the pressure coming on, they will concede penalties, and Farrell will kick them, and Farrell can 3, 6, 9, 12 you out of the game, can't he?
Oh yes, Saracens have done that time and time again. On their journey to the trophy last season. After those years of near misses. Proving that to win this competition you normally have to work for it over a period of time. So Farrell is never fazed by an error. Whatever aspect of his game, and they are rare things, errors from that man, especially when kicking a goal, but the mindset is world class. It really is. You just know that it's not affecting him. If anything, it drives him on to even greater heights.
And again, I'd say about Farrell, I've said it before, the greater the pressure, the more likely he is to succeed with a kick. That's the mark of a top kicker, top player. Hogg has time this time. Expect this one to be screwed a mile.
Well, he meant it all right, and it did go a long way. But here's Alex Good on the counter-attack again. And Farrell pops it up to Wigglesworth, who tracks so well, but he has lost it in the tackle there. Chance for Ryan Wilson and Glasgow to bring it away. Pyrgos, Hogg, just for the first time in the match, just breaking up in front of Hogg there, what he loves to see. Aranoisi.
Tackle!
Pyrgos. Big moment this for Greg Peterson. First time he's been in the matchday squad since September because of that surgery to his shoulder. The Australian-born United States international. Russell.
Play on!
He's got it out there somehow, but it has now drifted forward.
And they're playing in a lot of traffic, Glasgow. The Saracens' defence rush is every bit as effective as we saw from Munster against Toulouse yesterday. And again, Saracens not afraid to counter-attack. Good always loves to run it back. Wigglesworth more than just a kicker. Very smart play, but then superb work at the turnover there. Pyrgos strips the ball. And Glasgow looking for the counter. But there's the virtue when you got a second row, a guy with the mobility and speed of Maro Itoje. In loose play, he could take out the nippiest fly half because he's such an athlete. That makes a massive difference to any team.
It's okay, guys?
Must be it. Second row, back row. That man
when I do my whistle, it's like every time.
Figallo.
I don't see.
Vincent Koch, who will replace him. Looks like afternoon over for the Argentinian, formerly of Montpellier. South African Koch will be his replacement, former blue ball Puma Stormer.
Not a bad replacement. Disappointment for Figallo. Vincent Koch, a recent Springbok, is a very handy competitor, and it will not make life any easier at all for Gordon Reid and his Glasgow front row colleagues.
Figallo came on for Petrus du Plessis in the final last year, and you think that du Plessis is still with Saracens. Figallo and Koch, they've got great depth in a key position, some would argue the most important on the field.
I think it's a great gamble Saracens took a few years ago. Figallo was injury prone. People thought his career was over. He came to Saracens and he spent a long time recuperating, but it has proved worth it. There's a lot more to come from him as well.
Crouch! Mine! Set! It's better.
Won 4 quarter-finals in a row, the Saracens club, this competition. For Glasgow, it's a first. Barrett to Farrell again. Good is calling. Gets it. Maitland waits. Will have to go and help at the breakdown.
7!
Wigglesworth. Oh, Rhodes took that really well. Knew exactly where he had to go. Billy Vunipola to Brad Barrett. Marcello Bosch. Saracens still in search of this first try. They've come so close. Right at the start of the match, both Ashton and Maitland so nearly in. 5 serious visits now inside this Warriors 22. Hands are good again, and the space here for Ashton. Rolling, and Chris Ashton has done it again.
Okay, I will have a look.
Was he held in the tackle?
I have to check for the second movement there.
Is it the same movement, yes or no?
Checking potential double movement.
Need real speed here. So I think that's a score.
Eric, the first picture for me is the same movement.
Try. Yes.
Knockout European rugby brings the best out of teams, and it was always going to bring the best out of Saracens today, and the champions showing their quality here. Chris Ashton denied right at the start of the match, but not on that occasion. It was all one movement, and it was a lovely movement.
Well, 40 fluid metres, lovely attacking play from Saracens. They're showing a great deal. What they haven't done so far is apply the finishing touch, but who better than Ashton? 12 games this season, 9 tries in his 13th game. It's not unlucky. 20 metres out, steps one, beats his man. Finn Russell can't get there. Glasgow's defence will be disappointed, but Ashton has done that to so many teams. He is a fantastic finisher.
4 tries now in the competition this season. Farrell hoping that it somehow works it the way back round. It doesn't, but it is still a very good lead for the champions here. Really good hands, Barrett involved, and then Ashton
double step there from Ashton, so good. Now, he's not playing for England, he's not in the international setup, but again today, this right winger with his finishing, with his support play from the wing, he looks top class. And, you know, interesting was the word Mark McCall used to describe his performance last week. I think he's a contender for New Zealand. He's such a fine player.
Of course, off to France at the end of this season, rejoining Toulon. David Strattle, his great mate, of Saracens, to go to Clermont and has made quite a splash there. There's no chance for an Ash splash with that kind of try, but he'll be just as delighted regardless of the celebration. He deals in scores, this man.
Look at this footwork here, Miles. In, out, beautiful, double weight, and that's a good, strong finish there. There's none better in England finishing. None.
Billy Vunipola forward the call, and Glasgow will be very, very relieved, because another score conceded now before half-time. It's already a long way back against Saracens, but that would be a very hard bridge to cross. It was forward.
At the moment, the Glasgow door is ajar, isn't it? And if that ball hadn't been forward from Alex Good, then you just wonder whether Saracens were going to kick it down and put Glasgow almost out of sight, because 21-3 is no place to be against a team of this power, experience and know-how. Crucial moments now. Glasgow cannot afford to leak anything more in this half. They could do with getting something. A foothold at the very least.
Scrum move. The last one, it was a really good bind. Use exactly the same. Don't touch the shoulder. Don't touch the shoulder. If we want a fair contest, don't touch the shoulder.
Of course, Glasgow's last trip to England, 43-0 against Leicester. Half-time then, 31-0. Hardly been out of their own half in this quarter-final, and being driven back at the scrum. Peter Horn. Russell. Well, again, cries of forward. Saracens thought they might have had a case there. Dunbar, Pyrgos, Fagerson. You can see again there how Glasgow have to risk it to try and somehow get out of their own territory.
You saw that missed pass of Finn Russell there. I think that's the key, just trying to outflank Saracens either side of the 15-metre line. When the game's played between them, Saracens' extra power is just dominating.
Pyrgos and Fraser Brown. That was some collision. We're all okay. Rob Harley. Russell. Billy Vunipola involved again, and bravely Fraser Brown carries again. Gordon Reid tries to clear it away. Back on the Saracens side, but referee steps in.
Very sloppy there from Brad Barrett. Unnecessary hand on the floor.
Knee on the ground, win the ball. The time is finishing. Yeah. No.
Cool, blimey. Chris Ashton getting ready for the tackle, and along comes that giant cloud called Billy Vunipola. Thank you. Captain, though, played the ball on the floor, and Glasgow are going for a very long-range kick. Well, this is 60 metres on the touchline, on the line of the halfway line. It's a vast kick.
So you have time to play. The corner.
In fact, it's not even a kick for goal. It's out of Hogg's range.
4. I thought that it was time over, but it's still 4 minutes to play.
Jerome Garces is saying he relayed information to Glasgow about the amount of time left to play. So Saracens thought about the kick for goal. Oh, the kick is missed, but he went for broke.
So didn't make the touch at the end. And the referee wants to have a look at the late challenge here.
I want to have a look. The charge by 1 white. Is it late? On 15 black.
Gordon Reid on Alex Good.
Went for broke, and you can understand that. It's what they need to do, don't quite get there. Good kicks it, and Reid's arms go out, and he gives him a shove, and it's not much. It really isn't much.
Nothing else.
You'd much rather see that than a shoulder.
Nothing wrong for me. No. It will be a scrum for white.
See what Reid has done there? He's made sure that he and Good don't have one of those juddering collisions. So he shoved him out of the way, and the crowd didn't like it, but he was committed there.
I'll tell you what, a prop forward has not got a reverse gear in those situations.
They don't have many gears, certainly never a reverse one.
Nothing wrong.
And again, Russell mistouched there, but it's understandable. They're 14-3 down. To win this game, they can't play conservative rugby. They've got to gamble, and some of the gambles have got to come off. You know, they've got to back 12-1 horses, and a couple need to win.
Crush. Bye.
He was involved in some interesting tackles last week, wasn't he, Gordon Reid, when he played against Connacht? Some positive, some negative, but that one, referee quite right, no choice. Hogg after his own kick, but Maitland is there. It's a strong first half. Sean Maitland might get the try, but involved in so much that has been good to scrap off the ball here. Farrell and Wilson. Not a great shot.
Ryan Wilson then just checked Sean Maitland just to make sure he couldn't take the kick. Very clever.
They were smiling all the time. They were enjoying it. Here's Russell to Anuisi. Purgos to Brown. Purgos again, spotted by Vincent Koch. Anuisi, it's a pretty good job of that. Russell, this could go wrong. Ashton to Bosch. That period now just before the interval. This will be a crusher for Glasgow. In any form of score, but certainly a try would really hurt. And Rhodes has picked another good gap and line. Michael Rhodes to Wigglesworth. Glasgow desperately calling to the referee there that the ball might have just gone forward on the floor, but he's not having any of it. Jerome Gar says that it was Jamie George. Now it's Wigglesworth. Farrell. Chip. Barrett looks. And it was over his head, and Seymour takes it and just about gets the mark in a rather desperate fashion. That's where Glasgow are at the moment, feeling a bit desperate here.
That's what happens when a fly half is just a little bit indecisive. Farrell got the ball, he looked once, he looked twice, and he made the wrong decision. But the decision before, the pass for Michael Rhodes, was an absolute beauty. Farrell's so comfortable now, playing to the gain line, waiting, and Rhodes just there. There's a little check. Rhodes comes inside. That was superb. You can see it again. Jamie George scurrying along on the floor. Farrell, the little dummy, and then the flat ball for Michael Rhodes. It's an awful lot of good things happening off either shoulder of Farrell.
Jim Hamilton at the tail. Accurate again from George. There is the hooker. Saw some lovely hands also from George in that latest move. What a very, very good player he is.
No, okay. Don't put the weight on the ball.
Maitland Russell hanging on to the tackle. Glasgow hanging on in the match here. Farrell, Bosch, it's that man Ashton again, Chris Ashton! And the touch judge was twitching, he wasn't quite sure whether to put that flag up. And Jerome Garces wants confirmation on this one as well. So the half finishing as we started.
Well, he's not a miracle man, he hasn't got this one down, but Saracens have played some superb rugby. The game is not done yet, but Glasgow are under massive pressure.
Where there was a lot of doubt about whether Ashton was in touch for the first one. No doubt about that one. He clearly was. But it's his try which is making the difference here. That one.
Eric, tu reviens?
Not quite. But Saracens go in at half-time, feeling much happier, looking much better. Glasgow have some serious work to do here if they're going to progress to their first ever semi-final out of their first ever quarter-final. And here is the try, scored by Ashton, 14-3. And Will and Greg and Scott too, coming shortly. George Cruz having to sit it out. I'm sure he's not a great spectator, would love to be in the thick of the action. But he will be enjoying watching the Saracens' performance today. Can Glasgow do anything about it in the second half? And Greg was making the point at half-time. They've done well to stay in it. There are two ways of looking at it. And from a Glasgow perspective, they can take a little bit of heart from that, but the reality of the situation is that not many come from this kind of deficit and back from that on this ground, and nobody has. Nobody's won as an away side in the Champions Cup at Allianz Park. But Glasgow have a lot of players in this side who have a lot of self-belief in their abilities. And rightly so. Here's Wigglesworth. Oh, that is a fine run. Oh, Vincent Koch, who came on for the injured Figallo in the first half, had a great chance there. With lots of the park opening up in front of his eyes, and maybe that was the problem. His eyes were widening at the prospect. And away from good.
I talked about one right winger, Ashton, Tommy Seymour. In New Zealand, as a winger, you have to be very accomplished in the air. And watch Seymour's chase here. This can't be his. It is his. He's brilliant in the air. You need to be good in the air against New Zealand. Gatland's watching that. He will think, yes, thank you very much. That is brilliant play from this Scotland and Glasgow right winger.
Scored 8 tries in the Pro 12 Seymour this season. Now Glasgow would love to get one here. Russell might be the man to inspire it, get it going. But Good, as ever, covers again. Terrific reader of the game. He's been talking about the pain of being on the sidelines with England. And out of the picture, the numberless Stuart Hogg in this second half. Here is Alex Good taking part in the big club games again. Billy Vunipola, who got himself back at the end of the Six Nations, but here's Russell, who was one of the stars of the Six Nations. And Jackson Ray paying him very close attention. The Glasgow fans don't like it.
Nothing wrong.
To my knowledge, physical contact remains a part of rugby union. I don't think Ray did anything except go shoulder to shoulder with him, and to be fair, Finn Russell didn't try and milk it in the slightest. But encouraging there for Glasgow, a little bit of an error, and they were on it, and they've got a rare 22-metre position. Haven't made a dent yet in the Sarries line-out. At some stage, they're going to have to press it.
Taken by Hamilton. That wasn't particularly tight play there from Saracens. Hamilton Won the line out, but nearly gave the ball away. Glasgow were crawling towards half-time, weren't they? Needed it so badly. But we've seen it before, half-time. The break can sometimes just change the momentum of a game. No momentum here for Glasgow on this attack.
Offside, stay behind the ball, behind the line. Behind the back foot? Yeah, your back foot. Yeah, but the ruck is not finished. No, the ruck is not finished. So
Richard Wigglesworth with the angle, takes this rather than Farrell with that trusty left foot of his.
If the ruck is over, it's good.
Debate continues between Garces and Ryan Wilson.
Number.
Players think they're having a debate with the referee, but they never are. They're wasting breath. Unless you're a captain, can just talk him out of it. Not Ryan Wilson, he's not going to achieve anything in the chat with Jerome Garces.
Wigglesworth, consummate player, so dependable in what he does. Referee is playing advantage here, man, taken in the air. Seymour. Russell. No way through there, and Itoje blocking in no uncertain terms. Any path into midfield, and no advantage either. So back for the challenge from Ray. He's getting the attention of the crowd, the Glasgow Warriors fans, but also the referee now on this one.
Yeah, it's a matter of timing on Lee Jones there. He's a split second out. I don't think there's any intent. He's working really hard. Jones is just off the ground, so he's in the air. That's why it's a penalty. It's so close, it's a penalty, and it can be no more. And that's superb refereeing, because Garces has seen that.
Jones is okay. It's Peter Horn who's down on the far side. He's going to have to try and run something off.
Time on, guys.
What we have seen in the start of the second half, some fabulous kicking chasing. I know Ray's a split second out there, but the quality of the kicking from the Saracens and Glasgow kickers is exceptional.
8, 2, 3, 9, 10, 15.
Ryan Wilson is still talking to the referee. Russell, two-touch. We go to the game line. Scotty.
Jackson Ray doesn't get away with that penalty, but we have a little look here. He does really, really well. When you have a look at Finn Russell, he goes there, he put his arms in the air, but he runs across the line, and he's always going to get the legs tangled up. Gets away with that one.
Short to Harley. Pyrgos. Russell.
First time Glasgow played that quick line out.
Says everything, really, doesn't it? So they wanted to impose their game on the opposition. It did not happen at all in the first half. And Oisi, nice offload. There's Wilson trying to get his rugby to do the talking now. Pyrgos again. Adamesh. Pyrgos. Harley. Here's Peterson, who plays the injured Johnny Gray in the first half. And a blow on the jaw and lost a tooth for his troubles as well. How can they break down this Saracens defence, famous defence?
The body's here? Yeah?
And the referee wants medical assistance here. Fraser Brown is down, I think. The referee was on the case. May have heard the players just referencing the injury as well to make sure the whistle was blown. So immediate treatment for Fraser Brown, Stuart.
Just thinking as we're getting near the 50-minute mark and we start thinking about tactical substitutions. Greg, as well as anyone, you will know what Ali Price can give, what Henry Pyrgos is giving. Do you think Gregor at what stage will he start to try and think about bringing Ali Price on and change the tempo of the game?
I don't think he'll be thinking that just yet. I think Glasgow are probably just starting to grow into the game, and that was a decent set for them, just holding on to the ball there. Henry's kind of growing into the game as well, but certainly if the next 10 minutes passes and the scores don't change, he'll definitely think about getting Ali on, try and just add that little extra spark to try and get Glasgow some more points on the board.
I'll just carry on there, Greg, if I may. What will you say extra spark? Just to define that, what is the difference in his game to Pyrgos?
Well, you've seen probably in the highlights before the game against Leicester, you can maybe just challenge the fringe as much as Henry's good at that as well. If you come off the bench with the higher numbers on your back, with 60 minutes, hopefully you can pick up a couple of tired forwards. And, Ali certainly, he's quick on his feet, he can get to the ball quickly and pick his head up.
Well, here's a non-tired forward coming on for Glasgow. Off the bench is that man, Sila Puafisi. Off goes Xander Fagerson. And the really good news is that Fraser Brown is okay. There was a worry that it was a head injury. Maybe he just had the wind taken out of him.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
So a terrific crouch bind set, as Jerome Bell says. Russell, and Jones is in space here. Good step, Jones, and Glasgow are back. They said they would go for it, and at the start of this second half, they're actually getting the chance to do so.
Well, that's Chris Ashton will be disappointed there because he's done one-on-one by Lee Jones. But Townsend said before the game they will rush in field, that might leave space elsewhere. The space elsewhere was over the top, and Finn Russell delivered the perfect chip. Lee Jones doesn't break stride, and because he doesn't break stride, his momentum is fantastic. Superb kick there from Russell. Saracens will be really upset by their defence, though. He's inside Good, he's outside Ashton, and that is a big moment in this game. Great finish.
First time they've been inside the Saracens 22 in the whole of the match. How important will that prove to be? Just about within range now. That would have been very helpful, the conversion, and Jones, with Ashton just pulled in, there was lots of space.
Well, that's one of the things. Ashton defence quite narrow, that's the Saracens' way, and it just left Good one-on-one there, and by the time Lee Jones got the ball, he had the incentive and the momentum, and that was decisive. Cleverly worked score.
Pro 12 champions of a couple of years ago. That's cock on Pyrgos. Come back angry here, Saracens, as you'd expect. Glasgow have been working towards this, trying to make an impact in Europe for so long now. In the build-up to this match, Gregor Townsend was recalling that 1997 game, the playoff to get to a quarter-final when they shipped 90 points against Leicester, and the satisfaction of 20 years on, 43-0 against Leicester in the pools this season.
You don't respond to my call.
But this knockout rugby, different ball game, but they have managed to stay in it. And have a chance here.
You see Ashton 10 metres or so inside. Good's the only guy there in the wide channel, and that gives Lee Jones a chance to get a one-on-one, and then frankly Chris Ashton has to make that tackle.
Glasgow taking an age there to get to the line out, and now we'll have to wait for a change at scrum half. Ali Price is coming on for Henry Purgos, that point that Greg Laidlaw was debating. So Price on, man of the match last week against Connacht. Well, they took an age to get there, and whatever they were talking about didn't lead to what they wanted to happen, the Glasgow forwards there.
Interesting, Gregor Townsend bringing on Ali Price at 50.
Greg
was saying maybe 60. Might be that maybe Gregor and myself are of a more aggressive mindset at the moment. I just think Glasgow are going for this, and it's not a matter of waiting there. I think they probably think now they've got to try. Let's really up the pace again.
It's not because you are captain.
Was that you using your right of reply subtly?
No, not at all. But I think when that kick the boys are talking about, I think that's the way Glasgow want to play. Take the risk and go for it. And as Will said, the game's a matter of opinions. I mean, no one's right or wrong.
Counter ruck from Glasgow, and Price in there straight away, but stolen away by Tozier. There's nothing of the Artful Dodger about that, was there? That was not subtle. Anything but. It's a blatant steal.
Leave it too wide!
It's more Bill Sykes. There's Farrell. Maitland.
Back.
Wigglesworth. Now Glasgow would know that this was going to come after their score. The Saracens reply, aggressive reply. Billy Vunipola. Need to weather it somehow, the Warriors here at Tozier. Be helped by that forward the core. Bosch and Ashton, who had a pretty good view of it in line, they are adamant it's not the right call, but the assistant on this near side made it.
I don't think it helped. Michael Rhodes shouted at the TMO, is it forwards? That angle makes it very hard to see. It's a good line from the Tozier, who's coming right into this game. That's a hard call. You can see why they're upset, but it doesn't really do anything to the game, shouting and trying to press the TMO. He's made the call.
A really tight call, unlike Thomond Park yesterday.
Yeah. I mean, I think this is a nice pass, and the timing is extremely good. And anyone who didn't watch the Munster game will know that there was a blatant forward pass where a try was given. On the subject of blatant, that's a pretty blatant steal, as you said.
Billy Vunipola is on the ground, one knee, receiving treatment. It's been the knees that have been the problem of late, but he's over that, thankfully. He's very likely to be involved in that. Lions squad announcement, April the 19th, live on Sky Sports News HQ. It's one of the great days, that. So much to talk about when a Lions squad is announced. Every selection has a story around it. And every non-selection too. There's going to be some really good players who will miss out this time. The genuine Lions who will not be going.
Well, I know England have been on a huge winning run, but when you think about it, if England hadn't nicked that last-minute try against Wales, you'd have had 5 teams basically with 3 wins and 2 losses, which tells you how compressed and tight the whole thing seems to be in these islands at the moment. But that is for the future. We've still got one heck of a 27 European minutes to go.
Russell gets away from Farrell. Harrison screaming forward. I'm not singling out one side here, everybody does it. There's a lot of shouting from players that you hear now, and we have the benefit of the referee's mic, which is such a bonus in the game. But it does mean we pick up that kind of reaction to the officials that we don't want to hear, that should not be part of the game. Up from Price. Falls to Wigglesworth.
Good first box kick there from Ali Price. Doesn't quite get it, Tommy Seymour, but he's come straight on and fitted into the rhythm of the game.
On the line. On the line.
Scott Brits on this near side. There he is. He's come on 3 times and been called back. He's
Where's the number 2?
yearning to be out there. I mean, what a man to be able to bring on. He was the starter in the final last year, now 35 years of age, but what a cheer this man is going to get. Another top draw performance from Jamie George.
Good solid performance, carried and tackled his weight, but this man gives you another dimension. One of the great impact substitutes in European, perhaps world rugby. I don't understand why the last few World Cups he hasn't been on the bench every game for South Africa. He's so brilliant coming off it.
It's much more of a contest now. Saracens still haven't added to their half-time score of 14. Glasgow certainly have with Lee Jones. Penalty 1.
You are clearly from the side. Number 4.
With Toje.
Yeah. The line-out was not over.
Russell going for distance. Getting his touch again. Brits. Oh, Brits. Impact to halfway. He'd have been sitting on the bench dreaming of a ball like that. Russell will be kicking himself. That was a real opportunity. Is that a moment in the game we'll remember? As Wigglesworth now takes it on. And that is Price getting back and dislodging the ball, and he had to, because Glasgow there were backpedaling ferociously.
And that is what an impact sub does. But Glasgow were a little bit upset, and I thought there was a block quite early on here. Touch miss, Mako Vunipola, you can't really see it, just standing his ground. If he knows, then it's blocking. It might be inadvertent. Keep your eye out. It's Billy Vunipola, and it's Harley can't get to him, but nevertheless, it's quite brilliant from Scott Brits. And Wigglesworth shows he's much more than a one-trick kicking pony. Keeps the ball alive. Farrell dancing over the game line, and then Wigglesworth with an Ali Price type dart through the middle. Really good stuff. Played well today.
Peter Horn's been hobbling for a while, and he is to be replaced by Nick Grigg, who's in good form himself, but Horn goes. That was important from Ali Price. It really was. It's worrying for Glasgow. Mark Bennett, of course, with this knee injury. And now Peter Horn out of this match. Richie Vernon, another out for the season with an Achilles problem. Talking about bad luck, he's had more than his fair share, so starting to get a bit depleted in those midfield ranks, but Grigg, as I say, he's been in good form.
He picks a really good line, Nick Grigg.
Oh, Price will have to react here, and so too Ash.
No, it's black!
The Warriors are scrambling again.
No, it's black! Don't touch your player!
Coming up for air in this match, don't they, Glasgow?
Six, stay with me.
A lot more in the lungs in this second half, but here's Ashton. Vunipola. Wigglesworth. This is Mako Vunipola. Wigglesworth again. And how many times have we seen Saracens, especially on this ground, walk away with a score after building in moments like these? And Bosch, there it is. I won't say it's inevitable. That is not fair on Glasgow, who've defended so stoutly this afternoon. But when Saracens move with that purpose, with that power, they are one of the best. Not just in the Northern Hemisphere, but you sense wherever this game is played. as a club side, they are right up there. And Bosch celebrates a try which could be the one.
Well, it's a real Southern Hemisphere try. The position is given from that counter-attack from Brits. That's what makes it happen. Ashton does very well. We've talked about one Argentinian, Figalo. Let's talk about the other now. The partner to Brad Barrett, who bashes into the centre there. But Bosch, he's one of these guys, it sticks together. Poor tackling there from Glasgow. That's a nice step there. And he transfers the ball really quickly between one hand to the other, and that enables him to fend off the man. It's a fine finish.
And Bosch leaves the field. Certainly he's done his bit. On comes Duncan Taylor, Scottish international. 18 caps for his country and for Glasgow. Internationals are plenty there as Brown goes, and on comes the former All Black Corey Flynn. There is Duncan Taylor, and Alex Allen is on for Gordon Reid. Another change for Glasgow in the front row along with Flynn. They're a bookmaker's nightmare, aren't they, Saracens? Because you can tell moments in games when scores are coming. They're irresistible.
I think if you're a bookmaker, you stay on the side of Saracens. That is the answer.
Okay. Before, it's too late. Yeah, but I'm not sure he's deliberate because you are not organized. He tried to play the ball, so...
Lovely play there. He's so balanced, and then he finds himself against the front row forward. He's got too much pace to get there. That's the problem. The gain line, you're going to win these matches. It's not the last tackle. That's the one everyone criticises, but it's the first line of defence that just wasn't strong enough. If that doesn't hold, don't expect the last man, especially if he's a front row forward, to make that tackle.
It felt like it at the time, but I think Glasgow will rue that missed touch. Long downfield from Russell that allowed Brits to launch that counter-attack. Felt like a moment in the match that Glasgow, having got the try from Jones, had to seize, and they didn't. Scott Quinnell.
Saw the power of Barrett there. Look at this, getting over, no problem, getting over the top, through, across the game. It's the subtlety of the ball placement. Look at this, ball in two hands, no problem. There it is, ready to go, on the front line, little flick, Bosch going forward. It's because of that ball placement you're allowed to run onto the ball with that much power.
And there you can see, as we freeze it, Fraser Brown doing everything he can to get back. He's a very good defensive player, but by that stage, the stats will say Fraser Brown missed a tackle, and that will be an utter injustice to the hooker. It's the two-man miss beforehand that killed Glasgow there.
Penalty given.
One black.
Ako Vunipola penalised.
Walking around and you go down.
Bet your life Russell doesn't quite go over the corner here, just make sure. He does. Alex Sanderson from the Saracens coaching staff is with Rupert.
Thank you, Miles. Alex, was it relief when you saw your man Marcelo go over there for that try?
It's nice to get a bit of breathing space, obviously, particularly where Glasgow are at this point in time. We've not had to defend too much in and around our 22, so this will be a good test of this Wolfpack defence we're talking about.
They seem to get a bit of purchase on attack when the game breaks up a bit. How can you control that, make it more structured?
You've really got to stay alive, you know, to any penalty, any quick tap, any quick throw. So we're looking to mark the line-outs with two people. We've got a 9-back 10 to make sure we can come up when attack decks come out from the quick taps. But you've just got to stay in the game, in the moment, and alive to anything that could happen.
Line-out turnovers like that will help you, though. Thanks, Alex.
Cheers, buddy. Thanks.
Farrell's kick charged down. Actually, not the end of the world for Glasgow, but they'll be disappointed with their line-out work here. New man Corey Flynn not hitting his man Jim Hamilton.
Got a heck of a line-out, Saracens. It has been a weakness in Glasgow's game, but then Finn Russell saves the day by putting the pressure on his opposite number, Farrell. And the knock-on means Glasgow have a scrum in an even better attacking position, because Glasgow straight away they go the two men behind Finn Russell. Hogg's one of them, Griggs there. They're very innovative here. Very few teams make this work. And normally when we talk about this three-man line, it tends to be a penalty at the scrum. But we've seen Glasgow score a couple of very clever tries from here.
Bind.
Over to you, front five.
The same with your
I don't think they're queuing for the Sanderson Puddings van.
Yeah. Don't touch.
Which is rather temptingly not too far from us. Hope they didn't eat too much up there. That one makes my stomach turn.
Crouch. Bind.
We'll stay with a bit of sticky toffee on terra firma, I think.
Man of simple pleasures, Miles. Solid.
Russell. Here they go with Hogg. And then it's Jones, the try scorer. It's really got to be now for Glasgow. Trying to apply some sort of pressure on the champions. Going into the final 10 minutes of the match. Poor Feasty. Wow. Big man, but totally blocked off there. Ryan Wilson. Price, as we're talking about, trying to get that tempo going. Doing his best. And Oisi. And Ash again. Price. And Flynn. That's what Alex Sanderson wanted to see from the Wolfpack.
Whereas Glasgow 5 minutes ago in their 22 were perforated, were punctured, and it led to the try. Glasgow were rock solid. The Saracens were rock solid there, and that is the difference. Great defence, innovation from Glasgow, decoy runners everywhere, but they come back, and Vincent Koch, the prop forward there, with a thunderous hit there on Puafisi. That is an aggressive sort of hit that changes a game. Great defence from the South African, and his mates know it.
Slide it down.
Brad Barrett, always in the thick of it. He's got the scars to show for it. A piece before the game, over 1,000 stitches in his career.
Are you okay?
Will, as Bradley Barrett gets up with his 1,000 stitches, you and I probably had about 50 between us. Just, your thought on the midfield. Farrell has obviously been good, but the balance with Barrett and Bosch.
Oh, Barrett's had a wonderful season for Saracens in the Premiership as well. They might not be top of the tree, and Gopeth might get all the plaudits to be in the top 12 in the country, but week in, week out, his commitment to the jersey, the shirt, the integrity, the work rate, the humility, the honesty, the discipline he brings to that 12 jersey allows you to build a team around him. Any club side on the planet would love him in their team.
And all with the England 12, of course, at the club, although Farrell plays 10 for his club. He just doesn't care who's around in Brad Barrett in terms of names and what they achieve. He just, as Will says, does it for the club and does it so well. He does care about them as colleagues, and there's a great togetherness here, as we all know. Gregor Townsend's built that too at the Warriors. The team spirit has taken them so far. But at this stage of their development, as a European Champions Cup semi-final, one step too far. It's starting to look like that, coming up against the champions in this champion form, Billy Vunipola.
That is template Saracens. The big carry, first of all, Wigglesworth midfield with the most masterful kick off the left foot, just driving hog into the corner, throw out, throw into Saracens, 60 metres upfield, and they've got the drive on. Brilliant from Saracens.
Beautifully simple to set it up again.
Hey, move! Move!
It's all very well talking about doing it, but Saracens deliver more often than not that kind of precision in their play. Vincent Koch and Hamilton finds Billy Vunipola again. Sean Maitland. 14 carries, we're told now, for Billy Vunipola. 2 question marks about his match fitness, understandably, on his return from the injury, but he's answering any questions on that today, all right. And he's back. And it's good as well. And despite that foot injury, looking nimble as he goes through the gap. Penalty coming. Wigglesworth. Farrell. Maitland. Ashton always where the ball is. Billy Vunipola again. Lovely play. Barrett. Farrell. Good. Brits. That's committed all right from Jones, but good comes through and is illegally helped. It's not a try. Whistle has gone.
No try.
It was advantage to Saracens. They'll get the first penalty.
Yeah, maybe.
Saracens are very good at the block. Still have my doubts about Mako Vunipola for the Scott Brits break. Maybe Garces missed that. He doesn't miss this one. Richard Wigglesworth puts the block in. That's the tackle first of all on Scott Brits, and it's a brilliant one. Subtle block there. We need a low angle there. And you'll see as Good steps inside. Number 17 is the man just taken out there. Alex Allen checked for a split second, and if you've got Alex Good's balance of pace, that's all you need. There you go, just gets there, holds his line, and Good thinks he's in.
And Farrell for 24 points to 8 now, with 10 minutes to go. On comes Chris Fazaro for the Warriors. Interesting change. Big Peterson goes off. Fazaro, an open side, comes on. They really are playing their last cards now. Glasgow. Brits. Ashton. Owen Farrell. Duncan Taylor. Oh, he's seeing the space now in front of him. And look at him go. He's got support on this side from Wigglesworth. Couldn't find him. No caller forward, so it's Farrell. Good. Wigglesworth again. Brits. That's nice. Oh. And from Billy Vunipola onto Koch. And then Farrell and Rhodes. Wigglesworth onto Farrell again. It's still in play. And there's Taylor, man who got it all going. Wigglesworth. Vunipola, Brits. Oh, what a try this might be. Maitland. Just held up.
Release, why, release.
It is released. Wigglesworth again. Out it comes to Billy Vunipola. Jackson Ray can't take it. Falls for Hamilton. Has gone forward. So close to being one of the tries of the tournament for Saracens there. And listen to that round of applause. Thoroughly deserved.
Well done, Glasgow, as well. Great defence. They've got a penalty. They're playing 7-a-side rugby. Duncan Taylor sees a yawning opening. It's blocked, but Saracens keep the move going. Some of the handling was just dreamy. That is brilliant from Billy Vunipola, and it's not his only touch. As this game has gone on, the big man has looked more and more like his old self. Brits supreme again, and there's that touch. Even Vincent Koch there, South African prop. Everyone's joining in, and this would have been a quite magnificent try, but Glasgow stopped them again. Mako with the touch. Brits, that's superb. I mean, that's a loose head and a fly half, and it's like a 10-12 combo of international level. They've really come out of the darkness into the light in the last couple of years. Yes, Saracens love to play the kicking game, the territorial game, but with a ball in hand, they are so comfortable.
It's more easy with the video.
Joel Conlon and Titi Lamasitele about to come on, so that will be the end for Mako Vunipola. Loose head for loose head. And Conlon is coming on for Big Jim Hamilton. Great friends with Ryan Wilson. Let's share a beer tonight. And back over to Poland. That rather unassuming way of his exits the stage.
He doesn't waste energy when he leaves the field, does he, Mako? Mike Rhodes going into the second row. And you sense there'll be some pressure on Glasgow here. The Saracens go looking for a coup de grace. There's an awful lot of teams would not be within 16 points of Saracens.
It's against the head. Billy Vunipola to Wigglesworth. Here's Ashton. He's got away from the tackle of Grigg. Wigglesworth, Itoje. Wigglesworth again. Brits.
Oh, he's brilliant.
Vincent Koch is revelling in it. Oh, look at the pullback there. Ashton, Barrett, the captain, the semi-final. Really opening up and delighting their fans. The holders progressing once again to one step away from the big match in May.
Some irresistible stuff. The forwards do the hard work. Scrum against the head, 5 metres out. You don't score this try without that. And then the shape is excellent all along. Once again, Skulk Brits, outrageous skill with the ball in hand. The step, the offload, class. Vincent Koch has been alongside him ever since he came on, and the passing so good. Pulled back there, and Brad Barrett straightens his line, and that's a try to make Will Greenwood very, very happy, and a few others as well. Great line there, good pullback pass. Barrett, the glue in this team, the man that holds them together. You couldn't say he didn't deserve that.
Lovely pass from Farrell again.
Yes, it was.
And Farrell's conversion is lovely as well. 31-8. Job well and truly done now. And in the end, Glasgow Warriors are going to be a well-beaten team.
Well, what a cameo from Brits. That is what an impact sub should do, and that's a great pass there from Barrett, from Ashton to Barrett. Man of the match last week. He's got a try this week. Things are going very well for Brad Barrett.
Neil de Kock out there at the age of 37, who led Saracens in the semi-final those years ago in 2008. They were beaten by Munster. Since then they've grown and grown as a European team. Wazowski's out there as well, lots of changes being made. Hogg's gone for Glasgow, so that means Hughes is on. 5 minutes left, and Glasgow now just playing their final minutes in the competition this season.
Time for Heineken, man of the match. This time Finn Russell does find touch. Great effort up front, but I think the halfbacks controlled it. Richard Wigglesworth again shown himself to be the heartbeat of this team, controls the tempo. But whilst Owen Farrell missed a couple of kicks in the first half, he did not miss a beat with the quality of his distribution. He's run the line beautifully again. Owen Farrell is my Heineken man of the match.
Number.
And as you say, Wigglesworth right to get praise. I'm sure Farrell will be the first to give it to him. Very much a combination, a partnership.
I mean, I think we can now count our chickens. Saracens are going to be heading to the Aviva in Dublin, and what a game that is going to be against Munster. On the balance of this weekend's form, Saracens are the team to beat, but Ireland will just add that certain edge of something else.
As I mentioned, that 2008 game in Coventry, sold out Aviva Stadium this season. Wow. Let's go to the gain line and Scott Quinnell.
Stuart talked about the pass, but this is beautiful. Watch this. Oh, Brits. It's a lovely little strike against the head. It is just a beautiful sight to see.
Old school, Scotty, old school.
Not many hookers actually strike. Great spot, Scott.
Back. Back will stay, but...
Here goes Neil de Kock to Brad Barrett. Looking for one more here. They're always greedy, our Saracens. And a good, lovely on the outside. Ashton. And listen to this place now.
Well, that's a brilliant finish by Ashton. Once again, the passing of Farrell is so good. Good with that ability to just ease his way past someone. And look at this now, almost like a boxing match. Glasgow are brilliant light heavyweights. They've stepped up a division. They've gone 8 rounds or so with the big boys, and in the end, though, their legs have been taken away. Saracens too big, too strong, and with just too much in the locker. Lovely try. Good. What a step. And watch Ashton's finish now. Slips in. It's wonderful play from Saracens.
And a moment of relevance in the history of this competition, because with 2 scores today, Chris Ashton has gone up to 36 tries in Europe's premier competition, and he is now level with Vincent Clerc as the all-time top try scorer in the Champions Cup, courtesy of that score.
Well, he might have missed one. He might have given one away with a poor tackle, but he scored 2, so his ledger, as ever, at Saracens is very positive.
And Farrell looking to show what he can do on this side. Exactly what he did on the other side of the pitch.
Well, when you give someone man of the match, you expect them to start kicking their goals, and Owen has timed it perfectly. That is a lovely touch from Alex Good, and it's a super slicing finish, sliding slide by Ashton. Glasgow have not been bad, even though the scoreline looks pretty horrendous. Saracens, the team to beat in Europe.
That was a depressed looking restart from Finn Russell. Rather forlornly went back inside his own half. Toje took it. Russell watches this one and is out on the full. But this game now long gone for the Warriors. The capacity increased today, 15,000, and a major part of the atmosphere today. A tremendous travelling support from Glasgow. Over 5,000 have made the journey. And they're still in good voice, because this is the next step on the Warriors' journey, breaking into the last 8 in Europe. As I said before, to go a long way in this competition, you need pedigree. You need to fall at a few hurdles before striding over the last few. And going through a few there is Nick Grigg, as Glasgow defiantly and honourably go for something right at the end with the final play of the match, just to give those supporters something to cheer. Here's Dunbar. Price couldn't take it, but Allen could. And listen to the Glasgow fans. That is good to hear.
16!
Set it up for Wilson. Saracens, we know, will be unbelievably annoyed if they concede now. They'll be annoyed by the Jones try to concede right at the end. It's the last play of the game. Can't say it'll leave a bitter taste, but not quite as sweet as it would have been, because Glasgow get something for their fans there. And Ryan Wilson gets up. That was a defiant score.
Well, you can't say Wilson, of all the Glasgow players, has given up. They've really kept going. They have been battered in the last 20 minutes or so, but it's been a good campaign for Glasgow. It won't feel like it. What they did at pool stage was outstanding to come out of that difficult pool, but they've come to Saracens. They've stayed with them, hung on for a while, but in the end, you know, for all of Peter Grigg's break and for all of Ryan Wilson's strong carrying score, there's only ever been one team in this game.
That really is important for a paying supporter, that kind of score. Nobody minds as a supporter of a sporting team if you lose to a better side, and Glasgow have done exactly that today. No one could argue that Saracens were not the better team, but to see that kind of spirit from the people that you follow, that is very important, and those players delivered that for their fans there. But it's Saracens, the champions, who secure their place in the last 4 again, and this wonderful period in Saracens rugby history just grows and grows. They are the team to beat, and it's over to Munster in Dublin to see if they can do it in this season's semi-final. Full-time, Saracens 38, Glasgow 30.
Finn Russell looked forlorn when he took that last kick. I don't think Glasgow believed they were going to get thumped as they did. I don't think they understood the gap between playing an English giant like Leicester and England's leading team like Saracens. It is a gulf at the moment. Saracens, they may not be top of the Premiership, but they are the team to beat in England and, more pertinently, in Europe. Munster is going to be a massive occasion. We know about their will, their belief that they can win under any circumstances. It will be tested to the limit in the Aviva Stadium in Dublin, because Saracens are a superb team. They look set